Infrastructure Leasing and Financial Services Limited has been one of India's leading infrastructure development and finance companies. Its central mandate is catalyzing the development of innovative world-class infrastructure in the country. But questions are being asked over illegal appointment of Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak as its chairman and illegal extension of his chairmanship.
United Human Rights Foundation Society claims that the appointment of Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak as chairman of IL&FS was illegal and not in the interest of IL&FS and investors due to the following reasons. Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak had made illegal gains from trading in the shares of ZEE Group of Companies by having possession of unpublished price sensitive information of IL&FS. Because of its irregularities and frauds, Kotak Mahindra Bank is already facing thousands of cases before various courts and forums. Moreover, when Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak was appointed as the chairman of IL&FS in 2018, there was already an FIR registered against him in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and for which they had also approached Honorable High Court of Madhya Pradesh for the anticipatory bail, where their plea was dismissed. Then they approached the Honorable Supreme Court of India, but again their plea was not allowed. But despite the same, he managed to hold the position of the chairmanship of IL&FS. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has slapped a penalty of ₹2 crores on Kotak Mahindra Bank for the non-state lender's failure to adhere to the regulator's diktat on promoter shareholding. Apart from this, there are various cases at present pending against Kotak Mahindra Bank all over India, which however substantiates that how normal public is aggrieved with Kotak Mahindra Bank. Further, considering the pending litigations against the Kotak Mahindra Bank and its senior top management, Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak would not have been appointed as the chairman of IL&FS, where some retired IAS or a retired chairman of the nationalized banks would have been appointed on his place for fair and proper and unbiased governance. The Reserve Bank of India has been engaged in a dispute with Kotak Mahindra since 2014 over its failure to meet the milestone for stake reduction by Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak, the billionaire promoter of the bank. The lender moved to court challenging the RBI directive, which had instructed it. The penalty is for alleged failure to comply with RBI's purported directions to submit details of the promoter shareholding, the proposed course of actions, plans, strategy by the bank, and not conveying the commitment of the bank for achieving promoter dilution as per the timeline stipulated, Kotak Mahindra said in an exchange filing. Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak had recently told the Bombay High Court in an affidavit that he was in full compliance of the RBI rules and the regulator had never communicated to the promoters on the matter of shareholding. The Reserve Bank of India had submitted that any leeway to Kotak would lead to subversion of its autonomy. It is submitted that Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak had managed and somehow recommended his name in fiasco of IL&FS, as he was already holding an eminent position as a CEO of Kotak Mahindra Bank, which can create conflict of interest.
United Human Rights Foundation Society has requested that the affairs of Kotak Mahindra Bank and their group companies should be investigated. A committee be formed to investigate the affairs and remove Mr. Uday Suresh Kotak from the position of chairman of IL&FS and Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited, and also taking over of Kotak Mahindra Bank by a public or private sector banks.